like you hot rod an old Marshall.
Okay.
And it's the same clean, but basically all new crunchy lead tones, and I experimented with this kind of Jose style pusher. So that's what you're playing on. The bass tone for that is this. And you add that, and it does that.
It's interesting.
And the lead channel is basically like a hot rodded version of our Orphos lead
Hello guys, how is it going? I'm Lucas. Hope you enjoyed a little demo of the KSR Juno. That was my friend Joe Cox. His Instagram is Pics of Cox on the playing, and that was me on film duty. So let's talk about the Juno a little bit. Basically what the Juno is it is Kyle, the guy behind KSR, it's his take on a hot rodded Marshall. So it's built on the KSR Orthos frame, for example. It's built on that framework, but instead of using 606s like the Ortho uses, it uses EL34 tubes. And it's also hot rodded. So it's basically a hot rodded Marshall type of KSR. It's in that kind of line of amp. So let's get a little bit into the type of channels that it has. You have a clean channel, you have a crunch channel, and you have a lead channel on it. And one of the cool things about the KSR is you have a feel knob. So it goes from 1 to 6. So 1 is super tight. You know, if you're doing some brutal metal, that one is super tight. And as you go up, the bass opens up a little bit and it gets a little bit looser, so to say. So what's cool about the fill knob is you can play some 8-string, 7-string guitars, keep it really tight, or if you want to play it a little bit looser, you can loosen up the knob. You have one master volume on the amp itself, so you have 3 channels, you have one master volume. And what's really cool about the Juno 2 is the LEDs itself, they're in the KSR logo, and as you change channels, the LED in the KSR logo itself changes, which is really cool. You have it on the actual faceplate too, and you have the color change on the KSR, which is really cool. And what I like about the Juno 2 is I talked to Kyle about it, and he said is that it's named after the Juno spacecraft that NASA sent up in space a very long time ago. And he wanted to actually put the Juno logo on the faceplate, but he ran out of time right before NAMM. And I told him that was cool. So if you ever order a Juno, tell him you want that, and he'll probably put it on there. And I think that is really cool. And the thing I like the most about this amp is I think it's one of KSR's most versatile amps, because a lot of his amps that he makes, they're very metalcore-ish. They're very like metalcore, extreme metal type of amp, and that's not going to be for everybody. I mean, I think his amps sound great. I think they're wonderful, but I like that kind of stuff. But I think this amp is for the guy who wants to venture into playing like the metal stuff, but it's a little bit more versatile. So you can throw some blues, you can throw some post rock. It's not just straight brutal metal. So the starting price for this is it starts at $2,600, and depending on what kind of options you want to put on, it can go up to $3,070. So if you want to get some LEDs, different faceplate, anything stuff like that, you can order it through the site. My overall impressions of this amp is that it sounds great. It was a talk of NAMM. His amps usually are the talk of NAMM, but this one was a talk of NAMM. Everyone kept talking about it. They kept saying how great it is, and I liked the way it sounded too. It wasn't And a lot of his other amps, they kind of, like I said, they have this very metalcore-ish character to them, which is very ballsy, which a lot of people like. But this amp, it's a 180 from it. It's going the opposite direction. It has that more vintage vibe feel to it. Overall, I thought it was great. I have nothing really bad to say about it. It sounds really great. But enough about me. What about you? Do you love this amp? Do you hate this amp? Do you think it's too expensive? Do you think it's not expensive enough? Let me know in the comments down below. It's really gonna have to be out. Peace.